What if I told you? The life you're living right now is not your real life, but a loop you've been unconsciously repeating. Every day, you wake up thinking you're in control. But what if your habits are controlling you? Invisible patterns, silent routines, small decisions that are quietly destroying your potential or building an unstoppable version of you. Most people never realize this. They stay stuck, comfortable, weak, replaceable. But a very few, choose differently. They reprogram their mind. They master their habits. They become something rare, something unbreakable. Welcome to Stoic hypnosis, where discipline meets inner power, and ordinary people become unstoppable. This video is not motivation. It's a wake-up call, because once you see these 10 daily habits, you won't be able to unsee them. And if you apply them, your life will never be the same again. Now, let's get started. Habit 1. Win the first hour or lose the day. The first hour after you wake up is not just time, it is a battlefield. Most people lose it before they even realize the fight has begun. They reach for their phone, scroll endlessly, and surrender their mind to noise, comparison, and distraction. But the unstoppable do something different. They protect that hour like their life depends on it, because it does. In that silence, they think clearly, move intentionally, and set the tone for everything that follows. No chaos, no reaction, only control. If you can conquer your first hour, you send a message to your mind. I am in charge. And once your mind obeys you, everything else will too. Habit 2. Do hard things without negotiation. Your brain is wired to avoid discomfort. It will whisper excuses, offer delays, and convince you that later is good enough. This is where most people break. But the unstoppable never negotiate with weakness. When something is hard, they lean into it immediately. No debate, no emotional discussion. Action becomes automatic. Because every time you hesitate, you train your mind to doubt you. And every time you act despite resistance, you build power. Discipline is not built in comfort. It is forged in friction. The moment you stop negotiating with yourself is the moment you become dangerous. Because now, nothing can stop you. Not even your own mind. Habit 3. Control your inner voice. There is a voice in your head that never sleeps. It judges, complains, doubts, and limits you, quietly shaping your reality. Most people obey this voice without question. They believe every negative thought as truth. But the unstoppable see it for what it is: noise, not authority. They observe it, challenge it, rewrite it. Because if you don't control your inner voice, it will control your life. Every fear, every insecurity, every hesitation begins there. But so does confidence, clarity, and power. The moment you take command of that voice, you stop being a victim of your thoughts and start becoming the architect of your destiny. Before we continue, let me ask you something simple. Which habit do you think is the hardest to stay consistent with? Discipline, focus, or controlling your thoughts? Drop your answer in the comments below. I'd really like to hear your perspective, and it might help others see things in a new way, too. If you're enjoying this journey and want more content like this, consider subscribing to support the channel and keep this kind of powerful content coming. Now, let's continue. Habit 4. Eliminate what drains you. Not everything in your life deserves your energy. In fact, most of it doesn't. The unstoppable understand a brutal truth. Every distraction, every toxic relationship, every meaningless habit is quietly stealing their future. So they cut it off without guilt. They don't try to manage distractions. They eliminate them. Because focus is not about doing more. It's about removing what doesn't matter. Every time you say yes to something useless, you say no to your potential. Protect your time. Guard your attention. Be ruthless with what you allow into your life, because the life you want requires space, and space is created by letting go. Habit 5. Train your body like your mind. Depends on it. Your body is not separate from your mind. It is the foundation of it. Weak body, weak discipline, low energy, low standards. The unstoppable treat physical training as a non-negotiable ritual, not for appearance, but for power. Every drop of sweat is a signal. I can push further. Every rep builds more than muscle. It builds resilience, because when your body learns to endure discomfort, your mind follows. You think clearer, act sharper, stand stronger. This is not fitness. This is preparation for life. If you can control your body under pressure, you can control your actions under stress. And that's what makes you dangerous. Habit 6. Reflect every night without lies. Most people go through life on autopilot, repeating the same mistakes day after day. Why? Because they never stop to reflect. The unstoppable do. Every night becomes a mirror. No excuses, no illusions, just truth. What did I do right? What did I avoid? Where did I act weak? This is not about guilt, it's about awareness. Because you cannot improve what you refuse to face. In that quiet moment, they adjust, refine, and prepare to come back stronger. Growth doesn't happen randomly. It happens through honest reflection. And when you start telling yourself the truth, you begin to change faster than you ever thought possible. Habit 7. Embrace silence and solitude. In a world addicted to noise, silence becomes a weapon. Most people are afraid to be alone with their thoughts, so they drown themselves in distractions, music, social media, constant stimulation. But the unstoppable seek solitude, because in silence, truth becomes louder. You begin to see clearly, think deeply, understand yourself without influence. This is where clarity is born. This is where direction is found. Solitude is not loneliness. It is power. When you are comfortable being alone, you stop depending on the world for validation. And that independence makes you unshakable. Because now, your strength comes from within, not from anything outside. Habit 8. Detach from outcomes. Focus on actions. Most people suffer because they are obsessed with results. They want success immediately, validation instantly, rewards without delay. And when it doesn't come, they lose motivation. The unstoppable think differently. They detach from outcomes and fall in love with the process. They show up, do the work, and let the results come in their own time, because results are not fully in your control, but your actions are. When you focus only on what you can control, you remove anxiety, fear, and pressure. You become consistent, calm, dangerous. And ironically, that's when results start chasing you. Let go of the outcome, and you gain power over the process. Habit 9. Limit your words, strengthen your actions. Weak people talk too much. They announce plans, seek approval, and waste energy explaining instead of doing. The unstoppable move in silence. They understand that words are cheap, but actions are undeniable. Every time you speak without acting, you weaken your own credibility. But when you act without speaking, you build quiet confidence. Let your results make the noise. Let your discipline tell the story. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. only to yourself. And when your actions become stronger than your words, people will notice without you saying a single thing. Habit 10. Become comfortable with being misunderstood. The moment you start changing, people will question you, doubt you, even criticize you. Why? Because your growth makes them uncomfortable. Most people will try to pull you back to where they feel safe. And if you need their approval, you will fall. But the unstoppable accept this early. Not everyone will understand you, and that's okay. You are not here to be liked. You are here to evolve, to rise, to become something rare. When you stop seeking validation, you become free, and when you are free, nothing can control you anymore. That is the final step to becoming truly unstoppable. Conclusion. You've just seen the truth most people spend their entire lives avoiding. These habits are not complex. They are not hidden. But they are rare because they require something most people are unwilling to give: consistency, discipline, and honesty with themselves. Becoming unstoppable is not about doing something extraordinary once. It's about doing the right things every single day, even when you don't feel like it. That is the real separation. The deeper lesson here is simple. Your life is not shaped by big moments, but by small, repeated actions. And if you change those actions, you change everything. Start small. Choose just one habit today and commit to it fully. Build from there. Stack discipline day by day until it becomes your identity. If this message resonated with you, consider subscribing to support the channel and keep this kind of powerful content coming. Now the question is, will you stay the same, or will you rise? Thank you for taking the time to watch until the end of the video. See you in the next videos.